Hello students, welcome to online classes of Shri Mahavir International School. In 8th class, in your science subject, we were discussing the second chapter, microorganism. Students, in this chapter, I taught you that what is the mean of microorganism and how organisms are classified in different categories like the virus, fungus, protozoa, etc. and what kind of microorganisms are beneficial and the other microorganisms which are harmful for us. So today we are going to discuss about the food preservation. As we know students that food can spoil by the action of microorganism. Is it right? Yes. Then what we have to do? We have to protect, we have to prevent the food from getting spoiling by the microorganism. So protecting the food, we have to use a method. This is called the preservation. Food gets spoiled when it is stacked by the microorganisms. Spoiled food give off the foul smell and taste bad. Students, when you taste any spoiled food, then what will you say? It's the taste of this food is very bad and it's smelling very bad. So you will answer that said the food has been destroyed, and you can say the food has been spoiled. So sometimes its color may even change, and eating spoiled food can cause the food poisoning. So food poisoning can cause the vomiting and diarrhea and the abdominal pain. So students, if you are eating that spoiling food, then what kind of problems you can face? You The problems you can face: the vomiting, diarrhea and the abdominal pain. Vomiting, it's mean, okay, the digestion process will not take place proper, and in diarrhea what will happen? The lack of water will take place in your body. And the abdominal pain means the area just below your chest, that is abdominal area, and we can say that area which contain the kidney, okay, the intestinal part, alimentary canal, we can say. So this is the abdominal part, and if the pain is occur, it means this is called abdominal pain. And how it occur? Because of spoiled food. Now here is a fact, students. The common microbes which cause the food poisoning are salmonella, clostridium, botulium and aspergillus. These are the name of some microorganism, students, which can spoil your food. So the question is rise here, students, that sir, how can we protect that food? So microorganism require air, water and warmth for growth, and food can be prevented from getting spoiled by the preventing the growth of microorganisms. Students, let me explain you. Students, who is spoiling the food? Microorganism. So can we stop the growth of microorganism? Is it possible? Yes students, we can stop the growth of a microorganism. But for that we have to know that what kind of requirements are there for the growth of microorganism. So like other organism, that microorganism also require the air for the respiration, you can say, and it require also moisture, that is water, and the must thing, warmth for growth. If you stop and if you prevent these things, okay, air, water, and warmth, then you can stop the growth of microorganisms. So you can stop the growth of microorganism. By preventing the growth of microorganisms, you have to use a method that is called the food preservation, in which what we will do, we will prevent the food from getting spoiled. Now students, the mean of vector. Many times you have heard the spelling a word here, the vector, the mean. What is the mean? An organism that transmits a disease from a one living thing to another. Vector means the carrying the disease. For example, that Aedes mosquito, okay, chikungunya, you have heard a disease, the name of disease. So here the Aedes mosquito is behaving and functioning like a vector. Now the process by which the spoilage of food is prevented is called the food preservation. So let us discuss the commonly used the method of food preservation are what? So method of food preservations. The first method is drying. Drying means dehydration. Okay, dehydration means the scarcity of water and the lack of water. Students, I told you, if there will be absence of water, then it will be helpful for preventing the growth, for stopping the growth of microorganism. Let's see what is this method. In this method, the moisture contain the water. In this method, moisture that contain the water, okay, of food is reduced by the drying in the sun, prevent the growth of microorganisms. So the process of the removal of water is called the dehydration. So vegetables like the methi leaves, spices, cauliflower dried in the sun. So dehydrated food is sealed in packed. Fish and meat are prevented by smoke and heat smoking. So students, these are methods of dehydration, and by the dehydration also you can prevent the food by getting spoiled. Students, here we have stopped the water. And second thing is what? Second method is freezing and refrigerator. Students, have you heard the name of fridge? Obviously you have heard, because at your home and most of the people nowadays using the refrigerator and fridge for cooling something and for preventing the food from getting spoiled. So fridge stop the growth and multiplication of microorganisms, and thus they help to prevent them. Meat, vegetables, fruit, milk are preserved in this way. So preserved peels packet. Students, have you seen in a mall some packets are there which contain dry peanuts, okay, dry another dry fruits like this, and this is the pic of a fridge. Have you seen? Yeah. Now the fact file. Food additives are chemicals that are added in the some food during the manufacture. The preservative are food additives that keep the food fresh, and coloring makes the food look more attractive, and flavoring helps to replenish the taste of the food, which is lost when it is processed. So students, nowadays in factories and some scientists, they have developed the another method also to protect the food, and some chemicals also are there which can use, okay, while manufacturing that food, and some colors can be given to that food so that it can look very attractive, and some flavors can be given that food so that its taste will be nice. Now the pasteurization. Pasteurization. Okay, pasteurization means what? This method is generally used to preserve milk. Yeah, mostly for preserving the milk, the pasteurization process take place. In this method, what we have to do? This method is generally used to preserve the food. In this method, milk is heated to about the 70 degree Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then cooled quickly. So what will we do? At the 70 degrees Celsius, okay, we have to heat the milk. Okay, we have to heat the milk for 15 to 30 seconds, and then quickly we will cool down, we will cool that milk. So in this method, what will happen, that microorganism will be not able to survive that temperature, and that will be killed by that the difference of temperature. So this is also a method for preservation. See, and this sudden change in temperature kills the microorganism and prevent their growth. Honey. So in other also other food also the pasteurization process can take place in honey, the beer, wine, some juices also preserved using this method. So pasteurized milk is stored in the sterilized pouches or bottles. Students, have you seen such bottles of pickles, jams? Here also preservation take place. Now the salting and adding sugar. Students, can you imagine by adding more salt and more sugar you can preserve the food? Yes, salt and sugar are natural preservative. These are, students, natural preservatives besides that chemicals. And if you are using the sugar and salt, that it will be not harmful for your body. So we must appreciate this method. So in this, what happened, the cells of the microbes lose water on addition of salt and sugar, thereby they inhibiting their growth, and the pickle meat and fish are preserved by salting. Jams, sauces and jellies are preserved by adding sugar. So pickle, in Hindi you say achar, okay. Pickle, meat and fish are preserved by the what? Salt. By adding salt you can preserve these things. And the what kind of things can be preserved by adding the sugar? So jams, sauces and the jellies, that can be preserved by using what, students? Sugar. Now by use of chemicals like the citric acid, sodium benzoate, potassium metabisulfite are some used as a preservative to prevent the germs and squashes and the ketchups. Now students, canning. This is also another method. In this method, the food are sealed in a can and heated to a high temperature, about the 120 degree Celsius, to kill the microorganism. Very high temperature here, students. So the food is stored in airtight containers and cannot be spoiled by the microorganism. Canned, yeah, canned food can be preserved for months. Yeah, for several months. You can protect your food by storing that food in a can, airtight can. Because in can, what will happen, students? The microorganism will be not able to take the oxygen and the air. so it will prevent the growth. And by the vacuum packing, students, let me explain you, students. The vacuum means there is lack, and we can say the absence of water, air. And if there is absence of air, it means there will be not growth of any microorganism. So snacks containing the oil are marketed in sealed airtight package. The air is removed by evacuation. The air is removed by evacuation, and the packet is filled with nitrogen. Students, have you purchased some snacks, some chips, वगैरह in some uh, from any shop? So you see, these are packed in a pouch, okay, and that pouch that pouch also what contain the air. And what kind of air may be there? There may be the air nitrogen. So this prevent that snacks and chips from getting spoiling. Now students, what are the advantages of preservation of food? Yeah, if we are using these method, then surely there will be some advantages. So first advantage of preservation is what? It reduces the wastage of food by avoiding its spoiling. If there will be not spoiling, it means you can use that food. So there will be scarcity, there will be lack of wastage of water. You can save the water, save the foods. So it helps to retain the nutritive nutritive value of the food to a great extent. Yeah, for a longer time you can prevent the nutrients from that food, and it ensures the availability of food during of the off season. So students, in off season also you can use that food, and it increases the shelf life of perishable food items. Now students, an important process which we are going to discuss, this is called the nitrogen cycle. Students, first of all let me tell you the importance of nitrogen. Students, our body require the bodybuilding food, and that bodybuilding food will contain what? Protein. That bodybuilding food will contain protein, and the source of protein is what? Nitrogen, because nitrogen will form the amino acids, and by the amino acids the formation of protein will take place. So nitrogen is most essential for each and every organism, no matter that is a plant or animals. So first of all, the definition is what? Definition is here: the cycling process by which the nitrogen is fixed, used by the plant and animals, then turned to the atmosphere, is called the nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle means, students, plants cannot use the atmospheric nitrogen directly. So they require some another method to use that nitrogen. And animal also cannot use that atmospheric nitrogen, because inhalation process, students, we use only oxygen gas, we do not use nitrogen. Then what kind of method is there to obtaining the nitrogen? Because it's required also, it must require for the plant as well as the animals. So students, there is method that is called nitrogen cycle. In this nitrogen cycle, what happens? The fixation of nitrogen take place, and the atmospheric nitrogen convert into the water soluble form, and that can be easily used by the plant and the other animals, because the other animals will eat that plant. So indirectly that nitrogen will be transferred into that animal. Now the important process in the nitrogen cycling include the strange processes are there in nitrogen cycle are what? Nitrogen fixation, nitrogen. So students, The important process will be used in the nitrogen fixation are what? Nitrogen assimilation, ammonification, nitrification, and the denitrification. As we know that 70% air contain what? Nitrogen. The composition of nitrogen in air is what? 78%, and 21% is what? O2. O2 means oxygen and some other gases. So 78% nitrogen. However, this atmospheric nitrogen has a limited availability for the biological use, leading to a scarcity of usable nitrogen. This atmospheric nitrogen must be processed or fixed to be used by plants. So conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into a form which is readily available to plants is called the nitrogen fixing. Nitrogen fixing, it means the atmospheric nitrogen will be changed into the usable form. So here is a cycle. Students, by this flow chart you can easily understand that what's happening. Let me explain you. So this is the process, atmospheric. This is the atmospheric nitrogen. Atmospheric nitrogen means this nitrogen is present in the atmosphere. Then by the different method, by the lightning and by the blue green what? Algae and the rhizobium bacteria, that nitrogen will be changed into the soluble form. And here is another method. As I told you, the bacteria which fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogenous compound, and bacteria are what? Rhizobium bacteria. Then here will be conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrates, and we can the usable form. Now that nitrogen will be used by the plants and the animals. Here, if that nitrogen is present in the in the soil, here the nitrogen is present in the soil in form of nitrate. Then by the from the soil, that nitrogen which is soluble in water is can be easily absorbed by the plants. Okay, and if that plants is going to be eaten by other animals, then the transfer of nitrates and nitrogen will be in plants and the animals. And if that plants and animals die and excrete, then again their nitrogen will be mixed into the soil. So this is the students cycle. Another method also, if any organism die, then the composition of nitrogen and other substances will be changed into the simple form. So therefore the nitrogen will again go into the atmosphere. Here we see the bacteria release the nitrogen from compounds of nitrogen into the atmosphere. Fixation of nitrogen can be done in two ways, students. So first way is what? By the symbiotic bacteria biological nitrogen fixation. Symbiotic means two organisms, they are living together and they are giving help, they are helping to each other. This is called the symbiotic relationship, and there are some symbiotic bacteria. So what happens in some leguminous plants like the pea and the beans have the bacterium called the rhizobium. Rhizobium, students, this is the bacteria which present into the leguminous plants, and leguminous plants are what? Pulses which present in their root nodules. So the bacterium can take up in atmospheric nitrogen and convert into the nitrates. Students, by the presence, okay, because of the presence of rhizobium bacteria that can change the atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrates. So nitrates get mixed up with the soil after decay of plants. Now during lightning, another method, students, of nitrogen fixation is that during the lightning what happens? Atmospheric nitrogen fixation. When lightning occurs, the nitrogen and oxygen, when lightning occur in sky, the nitrogen and oxygen in the air react to form the oxides of nitrogen. Here O2 and N2 will react to each other and will form the oxides of nitrogen, and these compounds fall down to the earth with the rainwater as a nitric acid, and that nitric acid react with the that sorry, here what happens, students, oxygen and nitrogen will react to each other and will form the oxides of nitrogen, and these compounds fall down on the earth as the and rain as the nitric acid and these nitric acids react with the soil alkalis. Alkalis means, students, base. Okay, this nitric acid will react with the soil alkalis such as the limestone to form the nitrates. So ultimately the atmospheric nitrogen has been changed into the what, students? Nitrates, and this change can be took place by the bacteria, rhizobium bacteria also, students, so which are absorbed by the plants through their roots. Plants take nitrogen from the soil. Plants take nitrogen from the soil in the form of the nitrate salts and ammonium salts by the absorption through the roots, and use them to synthesize amino acids. Students, I told you that nitrates will be used to synthesization of amino acids, and by the amino acid there will be formation of protein, which is must needed. Okay, nucleic acids and the other nitrogen compound, and this is called the nitrogen assimilation. Students, here what happens, nitrates change into the amino acids and protein, nucleic acid. This process is called nitrate assimilation. Now the human and animals utilize plants protein and synthesize animal protein. When the plants and animals die, the protein present in that convert back to the ammonium compounds by the bacteria, fungi. Okay, so the waste expelled by the animals is also nitrogenous organic compounds, all urea, and which is also converted into the ammonia by the action of fungi, and this process of conversion of organic nitrogen compounds into ammonia is called the ammonification. Ammonification, what happens, the releasing the nitrogenous ammonium compounds by the organism like the plant and the human, and that will be changed into the another form by the some fungi. So this is called the ammonification, and the process of converting ammonia into the nitrates, this is called the nitrification, and that nitrates in the soil are again absorbed by plants. Now the denitrification, the conversion of nitrates in the soil to free molecule nitrogen is called the denitrification. Students, in denitrification what will happen, that nitrates which is present in the soils will free up, will change into the simpler form. This is called the denitrification, and this is done to denitrification bacteria such as the Pseudomonas, Clostridium. These are some bacteria, students, which can respire the anaerobic respiration. Okay, anaerobic respiration means in absence. Okay, in absence of oxygen they can perform the respiration. This is, and the such kind of respiration is called anaerobic respiration, and in this way the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere remain constant. Constant means that there will be no change of quantity of nitrogen. Now students, now it's time to answer. These are the one word answers, students, sorry, true false answer. Okay, you have to read carefully this chapter, and after completion this chapter, students, you have to write your answer by using the pencil in these columns. true, false. These are very easy, like the microorganism can grow in dry condition. So what will you write here? You will write here false, because in dry condition they cannot grow, because they require what? Moisture. So therefore you have to complete these columns. Now students, here is the terms. In these terms, one by one you have to understand the mean of microorganism, pathogens, saprophytes, electron microscope, antibiotics, vaccine, immunity, food preservation, and the pasteurization. Then now I know means students, whatever you have studied, now you are able to answer. And the moral of this chapter is here. You can read one by one these sentences. It will be helpful for you. Now students, by using pencil you have to complete these short type of question answers, MCQs, fill in the blanks, one word answers, rewrite sentences, very short answer also you can write here. Okay students, take care.